barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to join the Patreon. Just so you know, I wanted to go live on this subject, but with StreamYard, I can't do it from my phone. I'm charging the car right now, and I thought I'll be able to go live from my smartphone, but I gotta host it from my laptop. So my apologies. I really want to go live on this, so maybe a little bit later before the show, maybe we'll go back-to-back shows, because I really want to talk about this live with all the subscribers. And don't forget to join the Patreon. We go live tonight with former champ Austin Trout, moving down to 147 and wants all the smoke. He done called out Terrence Crawford, everyone with the belts. It makes sense, especially budget-wise. Fighting Austin Trout makes a lot of sense for Terrence Crawford. I will say that. But we'll talk about that tonight. So feel free to come on in. But let's talk about this shit, dog. Let's talk about this shit, dog. Who was the first? I mean, many people have spoken about it. Who was from day one? Not day two, not day three, not 1 month later, 6 months later, a year later. From day one, since the conception, inception, preception, conversation. I told you guys that this shit is impossible for it to work. It is going to belly up and fail. And everybody called me crazy. You called me an Eddie Hearn hater. Now look, Dazn billionaire owner says we're hemorrhaging. We had to furlough, we had to lay off, we had to do everything. And now we're looking for investors to help basically come save us. And they're using those terms, hopefully, to get potential government assistance from some government entity. That's what they're doing. You know, they use the term furlough. Come on, man. You ain't gonna trick me over this shit. I'm telling you, when it comes to money, y'all niggas need to come to my page. Now, they gonna say, now this is proof that I am a genius and an expert when it comes to this shit. I don't want to hear no back and forth. I am a genius and an expert. Listen, I told you guys, financially, they can't sustain themselves. They were contingent upon the gate and subscriptions. Canelo's not doing 1 million pay-per-view buys. You understand what I'm saying? That was if Canelo was doing 1 million pay-per-view buys, HBO would still be in business. And go back to my videos. I told you guys that from day one. When they signed Canelo, I said they overpaid by at least 40%. I told you guys this, but you know, I'm just a little black boy. They gonna label me as the emotional black boy that don't know shit. That don't know shit, right? Think about this. And remember when I went and saw Eddie Hearn? You know what he said? He says, "Oh, you have 17 residences." Remember he said that shit? And then people on the line was laughing. Nigga, you know what that means? That means I have 17 properties, motherfucker. Yes, he probably did his research and saw all that shit in my name. And y'all motherfuckers run. Oh, nah. I'm a genius when it comes to money. You're talking to a man. I'm gloating right now. I'm gloating. I'm big time gloating. Let me plug in my car real quick. Be right back. Yeah, you talking to a man that has invested over $2 million, $2 million quarantine dollars to date. In the past 2 months, I've invested over $2 million. Feel free to follow me on Instagram, Silent Heroes. You're talking to a man that put a woman through med school for 6 years without a fucking full-time job. I know how to make dollars. I know how to create generational wealth from nothing. I know 1 + 1 = 2 no matter where you're at. I know $1 + $1 = $2. I don't invest $1 in hopes of finding a second dollar. They invested $1 in hopes of getting $10 back. That is damn near impossible. If that was the case, Al Heyman would have did it. Bob Arum would have did it. Steven Espinoza would have done it. Listen, from here on out, As it pertains to money and I tell all you fighters, I don't know everything. I just have a great deal of common sense. Every day I'm counting money. Every day. Not that I have an absorbent amount of money, but when you understand money and you understand. See, the blessing with me is I come from the hood. And I've had meetings with people that want to buy me for $1 million. So I understand the language. You understand? And when you're pragmatic about money and you understand the language, you put that shit together and you understand and you have the ability. I'm not a thug. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I go up and beat up everybody, but all my cousins did. And I was a younger cousin, so they beat me up all the time. But when you add that hood element with the ability to be pragmatic and you have a great understanding of language, oh man, you can't run that shit by. And the truth of the matter is, Eddie Hearn knew I knew. Eddie Hearn knew I knew. Eddie Hearn knew that he was winning. Nobody else was winning in this deal but Eddie Hearn and every fighter that was overpaid. And I've reached out to everybody that I've known on Dazn. Yada yada, man. Listen, y'all keep on believing white ice is colder. Y'all keep believing white ice is colder. Eddie Hearn is see, y'all not gonna say Eddie Hearn is a failed businessman. Y'all gonna say, oh, well, Matchroom, he is a failed businessman. Eddie Hearn is a failed businessman. I told you guys from day one. They didn't have the talent to sustain themselves on rainy days. You understand? I knew it. I know it. I go to fights. I know the purses. I understand. Man, listen. You ain't gonna get old. I'm gonna smile in your face. Because I'm not confrontational. You understand? I know how to use my diplomacy to gain leverage. You understand? Go read 48 Laws of Power, man. I told you guys 2 years ago. Go read that book. You know what I mean? Was it Robert Greene? I think so. Go read that book. If you don't read that book, you will forever be 2 or 3 steps behind me. Forever. It's no way in hell it's no way you can cerebrally be even on the same playing field as me. But then your comprehension is so far behind because now you got to reread the book. It's impossible. It's impossible. Anyways, man, I told you guys, Deontay Wilder, you made the best decision of your life. You will be locked up in that contract with nobody to fight, no money. They ain't paying nobody $40 million. They ain't paying Canelo another $35 million check. They gonna file bankruptcy before they got to pay out $100 million, man. You understand what I'm saying? That's 1/10 of it. If he's a billionaire, that's 1/10 of his gross income, of his gross net worth. Ain't no one paying that when you can't have a live gate. Subscription based on cut at least by 50%. No one's paying Dazn right now. Nah, you ain't doing that shit. You know what I mean? So they praying for government assistance from all these countries that they're in. That's what they're banking on. You understand? They're banking on, or maybe Warren Buffett saying, I'll take a chance on this. Or maybe Dana White and his business partners, I'll take a chance on this. Or maybe Al Heyman and his business partners. But outside of government assistance and people with already a conglomerate in place to sustain the loss, to overtake this business, you have to withstand $100 million loss. Employees, guaranteed salaries, and the list goes on and on and on. No one wants to listen to me. I told every fighter that was on Dazn, get all your fights done in 1 year. I told everybody. I told all the employees, make sure you have an investment later because it can't last. You can't overpay people and not get nothing in return. Anyway, I'm the genius. I want my roses, man. Give me my roses. Everybody hated me. All the UK fans. Now what you got to say? I've been right. I was born right. Oh, today is my day. Today is my day. Today is my day. Today is my day. Are we fly? Are we rolling? Are we lifted? Check out that D Smoke. And yeah, man, Pressure. I think that song's called Pressure. But yeah, I told everybody who will listen. And I'm the king of financials, man, as it pertains to a guy who doesn't have a fighter. I know this shit, man. I know this shit. I know this shit. I count money every fucking day. Every day of my life. I got 9 employees right now. 9, 10, maybe 11. I got 11 employees right now. Come on, man. I got 2 rehabs going right now. I understand common sense. I understand getting 10% off. I understand how to save money. I understand if I don't have the money, I know I have to go create it. Them motherfuckers, look, them niggas bought a house with not enough money to rehab it. They wanted y'all dumb fans to say, hey, Eddie Hearn is white and blue eyes. Oh, he's a genius. He ain't no genius, dog. He's a used car salesman. He told you guys so many times that he was a used car salesman. He told you guys. Y'all didn't believe me. Y'all wouldn't believe me. Y'all not gonna believe this little 5'7" black dude. You know, because the world believes white ice is colder. I told you guys from day one, this can't work. No revenue coming in. Nah. Man, pressure. Apply that. Pressure. Apply that. Pressure. Yeah, we gonna go live at some point tonight. We going live at some point today for sure. And we gonna rock and we gonna roll and we gonna be lifted. I'm telling y'all, man, this is my day. This confirms who I told you I was. Not because I needed them to fail, but to show that my insight, my intellect, my foresight, my understanding, my ability to dissect and disseminate information to y'all, man, I did all the numbers. Was it June of 18, June of 19, whatever it was, June of 18, July of 18. I told you guys day one, this shit can't work. Can't work. Impossible. I'm the champion. I'm the king of financials. I'm the king of this shit. I told you from day one. I wasn't emotional about it. Maybe I got loud, but I gave you guys real concrete concepts and concrete evidence. Or some people might want to say an hypothesis. I gave you guys a great, well-substantiated hypothesis that this shit wasn't going to work. Apply that. Pressure. I saw the money that they were giving out. I'm not going to say what contracts I saw, but Eddie Hearn, every contract you gave out, I basically saw. You know what I mean? Especially if they have the same pigmentation of me. And they have the same melanin I have. You tried. You tried. Now Lou DeBella is going to be a regional, local promoter. And you going to be a motherfucking local promoter. You tried. Anyways, man, barbershop conversation, man. I might do 10 videos on this. I'm feeling good today. Eddie! Where my boy Wakanda at? Eddie! Say my name, Eddie! Say my motherfucking name, Eddie! People at the charging station looking at me. Shout out to Wakanda, man. Say my name, Eddie! Peace out.